Hello everyone, welcome to our 21st class. It seems like some achievement right now. 21st class of reading comprehension series, which is running from this is the sixth week, if I'm not wrong. Do four classes, Tuesday to Friday, 2 p.m. And the pleasure planning that it will start happening from Monday to Friday, beginning the next week, the coming week. Uh, it says solving actual CAT RCs live 9, but in all the previous classes also we have solved live RCs. However, they were not old CAT RCs. They were RCs from other management entrances, premier management entrance test, which happened in India over which had happened in India over decade. Used to handpick certain reading comprehension which I found relevant to the CAT study course, and we used to solve them. This we always use, and we for these 21 classes we have discussed a lot of is strategies. We have discussed a lot of uh, certain things about reading comprehension which normally in a classroom structure we don't talk about, and normally in coaching institutions classroom sessions we don't talk about them. It's a very student to student kind of an intake, transfer of knowledge, which doesn't happen actually uh, from whenever there's a faculty in front of you. They don't talk to you like that. So we talk to each other like students talk to each other, like two people preparing for the same goal. They have a different sort of approach towards solving problems, and they look at things in a very different way. So yeah, this is the thing. And like, share, subscribe if you find that the content is good. At the same time, try and see that if you like the content, you can share, like it, or you can subscribe to it. You can share it with other people, other general audience, with audience who are preparing for CAT. uh, right now focus is 2020. Then focus will come to 2021. Even before that, in between 2021 2020, we'll talk about a bit about nmat and zat. So we will try and sensitize you about all those aspects. Also, we'll be helping you for your interview preparation part also. If not here, then on the app. So same thing comes down, boils down to the same thing, that Unacademy app, Unacademy's subscription will give you amazing options, amazing insights, unforeseen material, the unforeseen test prep techniques, and the kind of work which we are doing is going to have an impact on your preparation. You've got test series, you've got their solutions, you have got the analysis of whatever you do in your test series. So I think this subscribing to Unacademy will be an amazing investment which you can. So my name is Anupam. I'm a verbal ability uh, trainer, mentor, and SME. I have trained thousands of students at also taught students for other premier management test across the globe. That happen across the globe. I've only taught in India. That too in I've also developed content for many clients. So on Academy app, for staying in touch, download on Academy app, install it, go to Plus, go to Cat, and subscribe. These are the offerings in front of you, and 5 offerings in front of you. And so if you look at that, the pricing for 24 months is 18,900. So we'll help you prepare not only for CAT, we'll help you prepare for the interview part as well. So to 24 months. In case you don't clear this year, which you would like you to clear, you can still write 2021. Then 12 months program is 1,750, which is again, if you look at the pricing, it is amazing. It comes down to very less, 1875 and 1458 for 12 months and for 24 months and 12 months respectively. And there is no cost EMI options are also available. So you can use the code Saxena10 to get 10% discount. And yeah, so this is how it is. So please utilize this. Also, at the same time, you get a lot of free material, a lot of free live classes, which I don't know whether to get at on other platforms or not, but in Unacademy you get a lot of free live classes, which are special classes. I took a special class last Sunday, that is 2 days back, 5 p.m. on para summary questions, and before that I took on para formation questions, and I'll be taking more special free live classes. Also, I'm also going to appear on the plus, like the privileged content as well coming month. So yeah, that's how it is. And yes, try and let's try and solve these questions. Let's try and solve these questions. These are again actual reading comprehensions which have come in CAT in previous years. Let's try and solve them. This year alone, more than 86,000 stores could close, according to industry estimates. Many of them, the brand name anchor outlets at real estate developers once stumbled upon themselves to quote. Already there have been 5,300 retail closings this year. Sears Holdings, which owns K-Cart, said in March that there is substantial doubt it can stay in business altogether and will close 300 stores this year. So far, 9 retail chains have filed for bankruptcy. Now, what does this particular passage tells you about? This particular piece in these couple of lines, or at least 8-9 lines of print, and 3 lines in total from grammar standpoint. But there is that the retail business retail chain business for that matter is in a bad shape. The retail chain business is in a bad shape. Talks about although there's a term used here, stumbled upon themselves to quote. Basically quote means like basically when a person it's used in multiple ways, but here it means that that the real estate for example, if example there is this so many malls have been, or so many shopping complexes have been opened, are currently running, and they were opening, they were doing well. Pre 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 Corona, they were doing all right. They weren't doing amazing, but they were actually doing all right. So these real estate developers, for example, if you are a shopping mall owner and you have developed a particular shopping mall, so you would like certain good brands. For example, say there's a great clothing brand, or there's a great food brand, fast food brands, great shoe brand which sells a lot of shoes, which has a good name, good brand. So you would like them to come so that there is a footfall in your shopping complex, in the mall, in the property which you have developed. So that is what they're trying to say. So they were trying to convince those retail outlets, those brand name anchor outlets, to come and take a space in their the property which they have developed, or they have recently acquired, or they have put money in, so that the place grows and people come there. Also, it is saying, so this is what they are saying. So to quote means to convince them to join their, to come and open a store in their property. Also, it is used in other ways. So local jobs are a major casualty of what analysts are calling, with only a hint of hyperbole, the retail apocalypse. Apocalypse is a massive destruction. It's a destruction of a very large scale. And hyperbole is basically a term which is basically, hyperbole is a term which is used to signify something else. It is a metaphorical reference. It tries to convey a meaning of whatever is happening by using some other words. For example, apocalypse means great destruction to human life, to property, to cattle, to plants. But here it is used as a to tell you that how big is the problem in the retail sector. So since 2002, department stores have lost 4,48,000 jobs, a 25% decline. But the number of stores closures this year is on pace to surpass, having a little tea in mind, is on pace to surpass the worst depths of the Great Recession. The growth of online retailers, meanwhile, has failed to offset those losses, with the commerce sector adding just 71,70,000 jobs over past 15 years. Some of those jobs can be found in the massive distribution centers Amazon has opened across country, often not too far from the malls the company helped shutter. So what it is saying, that it is just whatever was said earlier is same thing, same idea, that retail the retail sector is in a bad shape. The companies are going, there's a job loss, there's a market is shrinking, and online retailers have not been able to add the similar number of jobs. To compare 4,48,000 and 1,78,000, there is a huge gap of 2,50,000 jobs somewhere. So where are these jobs going to go? So they're saying that these jobs in the e-commerce sector, that is an online retail space, these jobs, can be found, some of them in the distribution centers. So Amazon or any other these centers, they have these distribution centers to sort of distribute whatever you have asked for. It comes in a huge space, in a huge hangar like play field, and from there it is shipped across the city in the state, and often not too far from the malls the company helped shutter. So it's a sort of again a language has been used somewhere to talk about. So this will be there if you see retail apocalypse, and stumbling over themselves to quote. These usage of such language should be found in this entire paragraph as entire passage when we go further. So same thing that retail sector has also the jobs, the retail sector used drastically. However, similar increase in jobs, increase the number of jobs in online retail sector, the one responsible, the sector responsible for the state, for the former means the retail sector. So online retail is your Amazon, Flipkart, right? And retail is your all your brick and mortar stores, your physical stores where you used to go and buy. So you now don't order you don't go and buy a lot of things, right? Especially post COVID, online ordering online has sort of increased a lot, and it'll go further. It'll go further improve a lot. So the retail the sector responsible for the state of the former. However, similar increase in the number of jobs in the online retail sector has not happened. But those are workplaces, not gathering places. That's true. They're talking about that, but those are workplaces. So these massive distribution centers, they are workplaces where people work. They are not gathering places. The mall is both. And in the 61 years since the first enclosed one opened in the suburban Minneapolis, the shopping mall has been where a huge swath of middle class America went for far more than shopping. If you see, the first line says, but those are workplaces, not gathering places. The mall is both. So it's the beginning of this paragraph. The author makes very clear that the author says that the author's view is that shopping mall was both a place where people could gather, they could meet, and it was also a workplace, and people went for things far more than shopping. It was home of first jobs and blind dates. The human angle is coming now, right? See, in online delivery, in online shopping, remember your childhood. You used to go to a place, used to choose a dress, pick it up, try it, then you should try the next dress, then you find that okay, I like this, then you discuss the payment, then you do this, you bargain it with the shop owner, and then you sort of the another assistant will wrap it up for you, and they used to be very happily. So there was a human connection, right? And similar way, if you remember shopping mall culture, which actually came in India 15 years back. Yes, people used to gather there. People used to go there. I've seen families coming just to shopping mall just to see what it is, to see the light and just to see the people there, and just to have an ice cream and nothing, or buy something very small, such as this say no very small things, just for the token of it. They used to come there, but used to feel good about it. Same thing they're saying there. It was home of first jobs, blind dates, place for family photographs, ear piercing, where the gods and grandmothers could somehow walk through same doors and find something they all liked. What's a goth? Goth is nothing but is it's a culture basically. Goth stands for basically Gothic culture. Goth means so there were two things here. Which goth one must do to be a goth? A goth person will dress up in a certain style which is known as Gothic fashion. So there used to be these black dresses and black hair and white makeup, very fairness, and black nail paint. There was this culture of Gothic dresses, especially in women and some boys. And they used to listen to Gothic music also, which used to have very sharp beats and very fast-paced music. So that was Gothic. So it's a rock culture basically. It's a popular subculture basically. So basically what is, and so a person who was following these two, music and fashion, was known as goth. So that was has been used here. Goth means where gods and grandmothers could somehow walk through the same doors and find something they all liked. Sure, the food was lousy for you, and the oceans of parking lot encouraged heavy car development, somehow now scorned by contemporary planners. Okay? But better, for for better or worse, the mall has been America's public square for last 60 years. What they're saying is that shopping mall was more of a gathering place. It was a shopping place, and people used to gather. It was that place where people used to come together, and everybody used to come there. Everybody used to find something for themselves. So what happens when it disappears? Think of your mall. It's saying that let's try and make a short summary of whatever we have discussed. That malls are a place for shopping and gathering. Are the places for shopping and gathering both, right? There was shopping was also happening, there was gathering was also happening. People used to come together and attracting crowds, attracting people across age groups. And preferences. Okay. So what happens when it disappears? Think of your mall. Think of the one you went to as a kid. Think of the perfume clouds in the department store. And fountains splashing below the is sky. So now again, if you see this particular author, like many other authors we have discussed in this series, this author, I don't know what is the name of this of the author, whether it's a gentleman or lady. He or she is using from the very first line, stumbled upon themselves, a lot of imagery. A lot of imagery is being used. So if it's just a reading comprehension, but if it were a English literature class, it would have been discussed that how a person can create a lot of imagery by using. Think of perfume clouds in a department stores, right? The fountain splashing across the skylight, the cinnamon wafting across the court. Wafting means to sort of slowly move in form of a breeze, to slowly move in form of air or a breeze from the food court as far back as ancient Greece. Next sentence says, as far back as ancient Greece, societies have congregated across a central marketplace. Now it is saying that if you go as far back as ancient Greece, so societies have sort of got together around a central marketplace. In medieval Europe, they were outside cathedrals for half of the 20th century, and almost 20 years into the new one, much of America has found their agora on the terrazzo between Orange Julius, Sbarro, Warden Brooks, and the Gap, Glass Hut, and Hot Topic. Now, first it tries to make you remember of your own shopping mall through images, through smell, through perfume, you know. Also, it is trying to validate from his historical perspective that even in the ancient societies which don't exist now, they were used to be a central marketplace. And shopping mall was this for half of the 20th century and 20 years the new one. America has found that agora. What is agora? Agora is an open space. Greek, it is known as the open space on the terrazzo between. Terrazzo is your it's a sort of a floor work in which fine marble and granite pieces, they used in the white cement, and it is sort of covered. It's a sort of a flooring, like instead of using marble or granite or any other form of pavement of flooring, this can also be used. It's used in India also. The local names are used. Basically, it's a sort of flooring. It can be used to make the wall decoration. Also, it can be used to make tables, cement tables, cement chairs also, benches also. Like it is done in a lot of malls. It's basically it's an instrument. It's a technique to create either flooring or some structure out of that using white cement and or fine marble pieces, so it looks amazing because there are a lot of colors of marbles and granite, so it looks nice. So that's the terrazzo. So open space on the terrazzo, on the flooring, which mean what are these? You can guess: Orange Julius, Sbarro, Walton Brooks. The Gap, Sunglass Hut. So the Gap and Sunglass Hut is also common in India, because the Gap is a brand which we are seeing our Bollywood actors wearing for like 20 years now. And others are sort of not very common brands. Sabaro is a pizza brand that I know of, and others will also be brand. And you know, Sunglass Hut is the company which sells, which has outlets for the sunglasses, obviously. So between these stores, the spaces between them, or the cemented chairs and tables and the benches, desks for people used to sit, people used to talk. That was the new culture. What the culture was for last 70 60 70 years. It was a place where people used to meet and talk. So it is saying that that memories are associated with the mall, and imagery, visual, and other memories are associated with the mall. And people found their open spaces interact the malls. The mall was an ecosystem unto itself. The mall was an ecosystem unto itself, a combination uh, of community and commercialism, peddling everything you needed and everything you didn't. Magic Eye posters, wind catchers, Air Jordans. So it was a, correctly said, it was a community. So mall gave a sense of community to people, and it brought business as well. A growing number of uh, a growing number of Americans, however, don't see the need to go to any Macy's. Macy's is again one of the retail chains outlets in the US. Don't see the need to go to any Macy's at all. Our digital lives are fictionless and ruthlessly efficient, and with retail and romance available at a click, malls were designed with a click. Malls were designed for leisure, abundance, and ambling. You parked and planned to spend some time. Today, much of the time has been given to our busier lives, second jobs, apps that let you swipe right instead of haunt the food court. Mall, says Harvard business professor, uh, were built for patterns of social interaction that increasingly don't exist. It says that the now people don't feel the need of such interactions. The in such interactions and uh, online retail online shopping has changed along with the business. Change the So now people don't feel the of uh, need of interactions. Um, Online shopping, along with the busy schedules people have, has changed their shopping habits. Interactions like 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 for interaction as they used to do that way. Fine. Let's go through the summaries. The retail chain business is in a bad shape. Jobs in the retail sector have reduced drastically. However, uh, similar increase in the number of jobs in online sector, the sector responsible for the state of the former has not. So retail jobs in retail sector have reduced drastically, but similar increase in the online retail sector has not happened. Malls are places for shopping, gathering, attracting, gathering. Um, they attract people across age groups and preferences. Visual and other memories are associated with the mall. People found their open spaces, to interact in the mall. Also, if you remember, a lot of at least in India, a lot of at least in the hill stations, if you know, there's always this mall road. It was considered to be the place where people used to gather, right? At least in the hill stations, the central road, the main road, or the chaurasta is known as the mall, basically, mall road. Uh, Mall gave people a sense of community to gave a sense of community to people and brought business as well. Now people don't feel the need of of interactions as they used to do. Online shopping, along with the busy schedules people have, uh, they have busy schedules they have has changed their shopping habits. The central idea of the passages the central idea of shopping is of the passages that the closure of malls has affected the economic and social life of middle class America. Was it mentioned there? Social life has been impacted, and it said that jobs have been lost, but it did not say that it sort of affected the economic life a social life of middle class America. In fact, the name term middle class was nowhere actually used. Sorry for that. Just right. So what was the central idea of this passage before we go to the options? See, first two paragraph they were talking about the job loss and retail chain business is in a bad shape. Then they say that malls are places for shopping and gathering. Then they say that visual and other memories are associated with the mall. People found open spaces to contact in the malls, and malls gave a sense of community, and people brought, and it was business also. Now people don't feel the need to interact as they used to do, and online shopping along with busy schedules they have has changed the shopping. So whereas two paragraphs initially spoke about the economic impact somewhere, the retail sector, respect to the retail sector, but the last like the after that 4 5 paragraph were focused on the what on the on that mall was also a gathering place. It had a social role as well somewhere in the life of people. A is not an answer. Closure of malls has affected the economic and social life of middle class America. Why? Because economy of middle class America will be a very big issue. Nowhere mentioned. And social life was hampered. This was also not. But what it said was that malls used to play the role of a gathering place, of a place where people used to come together, sit, talk. It was playing a social role somewhere in lines of people, albeit small, albeit that they had never ever thought about. But at the same time, it was playing an economic role as well. But this economic role was nowhere mentioned there. The option is not going anywhere. So it's irrelevant option. He says the advantages of malls outweigh their disadvantages. Did it ever talk about the advantages and disadvantages? No. Again, irrelevant. Remember what is the central idea? Central idea is the most important idea or idea mentioned. Ideas mentioned in the entire package. Okay? If you will make summary of every paragraph and you will collate it, you will get the central idea. The malls used to perform a social function that has been lost. Yeah, because malls were used for social interaction and gatherings, which people don't feel the need for in the uh, current whatever we are witnessing the current social trend. People don't need that sort of a social interaction. So basically this is the right answer. Malls are closing down because people have found alternate ways to shop. This was not the central idea of the passage, although it was mentioned that there's a change in the shopping habit of the people that was said because of the online shopping and the busy schedule which they have, the double shifts or the double jobs or the second jobs, and the apps have made it easier. That is happening. It's saying that malls are closing down because of people have found alternate ways of shopping. That is a little too extreme. Also, this was not the central idea of the. Okay. Question number 2 says, why does authors say in paragraph 2 the massive distribution centers Amazon has opened across the country, often not too far from the malls the company helped shutter? Okay. So distribution center of Amazon are not open very far from the malls the company held shutter. Remember when we were talking about it, didn't I tell that from the very beginning that this author is using a lot of techniques to talk about something, a lot of writing techniques she is using, right? So what has happened here? It says that it spoke about jobs, 25% job decline, 4,48,000 jobs were lost, right? And then 1,78,000 jobs were added by the online sector in last 15 years. So there is a deficit of around 250 jobs. Then it says that there is local jobs are a major casualty, calling it only a hint of hyperbole, the retail apocalypse. There is a major destruction. So the jobs, if you go to the summary also, the jobs in retail sector have reduced drastically. However, similar increase in the number of jobs in online sector responsible for the state of the former has not happened. So Amazon, which was responsible for closing down of so many malls, has opened its distribution centers not very far. So it is basically trying to let's read options to highlight the irony of the situation. Yeah, this is the right option, but let's read other options also. Indicate that malls and distribution centers are located in the same area. This is irrelevant. To show that Amazon is helping certain brands go online. This is completely irrelevant. To indicate the shopping habits of the American middle class have changed. Again, this is irrelevant. This is the right answer. To highlight the irony of the situation. Right. So when you say that, what is an irony? Irony is a situation, is a literary technique in which by saying opposite or by not saying what you want to say, and by using some different method, you highlight something else, right? So it says that Amazon has opened its centers not very far from the shopping malls where the company helped shutters. So that means that uh, so in a way a person will read it in a way that, okay, if a person doesn't have context, probably she will understand that probably Amazon wants to stay close to the places which it had sort of helped get close, or gotten close, or it wants some sort of a connection, a business connection, some connection. But the reality is that it has opened those distribution centers close to the places where so this is a irony, this is a humor also, which is trying to highlight the fact that Amazon, opposite, remember, opposite thing to talk about something else, it's closing the centers close to the shopping malls. Those these centers of Amazon were responsible for these malls getting closed. Closing the centers, distribution centers close to malls, and then helping them close. Now, is this not a irony? Is this not a situation which is humorous, which is interesting, funny, and it is also painful? So uh, it is done to highlight a complex condition by giving an example, okay, to highlight the irony of the situation. Also, we've seen that the other options don't fit in. In the paragraph 1, the phrase real estate developers once stumbled upon themselves to quote suggests that. Remember, we discussed this initially also, that 86,000 stores have closed. Many of them, the brand name anchor outlets that real estate developers once stumbled upon to quote themselves. So these stores which have closed, they are same branded outlets of branded item, branded clothings, and say phone shops, or footwear, or other sports equipments. These are the same stores which were once quoted by, which were once the real estate developers were running after. They were very eager to bring these stores to their property, right? So they were very eager to bring them. Let's read the.
There's nothing to read.
In paragraph 1, the phrase real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote suggests that they took brand name anchor outlets to quote. No, to quote means to convince them, to pursue them. B, no longer pursue brand name anchor outlets can be possible. Collaborated with one another to get brand name anchor outlets. No, when this is stumbled over means they had a competition with each other. The real estate developers competed with each other to get the best brands to their properties. So this is irrelevant. To quote, no. To quote means to convince them. Okay. So if you read it again, it says what? You understand it once. This year alone, more than 86,000 stores could close, according to industry estimates. Many of them brand name anchor outlets that retail estate developers once stumbled over themselves to real estate developers once stumbled over. Problem with option number 4 is that it is number D is that it is talking about something which used to happen. Author is talking about they once stumbled over themselves to code. This means that they no longer pursue the brand name anchor outlet. Also, when you say that real estate developers to set up shop to set up shop in their malls, we don't know the real estate developers were only with respect to shopping malls, so they were also after them for other say in other areas also there are shops, say there are other individual rows of shop, so they also real estate people, they do that as well. So again, it's a very general statement, and what it wanted to suggest was different. What it wanted to suggest was that they no longer pursue brand name anchor outlet. They This is the right answer. Too general. And talks about an earlier trend. This is relevant, and this tells that they no longer pursue it. The author calls the mall an ecosystem unto itself, because the author calls the mall an ecosystem unto itself. Okay? Why was author calling the mall an ecosystem unto itself? Let's read here. Yeah. The mall was an ecosystem unto itself, a combination of community and commercialism, peddling everything you needed and everything you did not. Malls gave a sense of community to people, and it brought business and so this was C. It was a commercial space as well as a gathering space. The right answer. Remember, it gave a sense of uh, community, and it also brought business. People of all ages and from all walks of life went there. Yeah, this was there, but this was somewhere said in the earlier paragraph, not here. People from all walks of life walking in was mentioned in the earlier paragraph. Malls here, but those are marketplaces. That is the third paragraph itself. It came. Malls are the places for shopping and gathering. They attract people across age groups and preferences. So this was not referred to here. Here, when it said an ecosystem, it spoke about, all gave a sense of uh, sense of uh, uh, community to people, and also brought business. People could shop as well as eat in a place. No, this was not what it's meaning. It sold things that were needed as well as they were not. No, this was not the meaning. The meaning, what it meant was that there was a, so this was one of the ideas mentioned there, but what was the message behind it? Also, this was the next line. What was the message behind it was, in the line in which ecosystem word was used, it was used as a combination of a commercial and a gathering. Why does author say that mall has been America's public square? Mall has been America's public square. Mall did not bar anybody from entering the space. Okay. Let's go back here and let's see where it was mentioned. So we read here, okay, the last line says, but for better or for worse, in the third paragraph, but for better or for worse, the mall has been America's public square for last 60 years. The malls are places for shopping and for gathering, and they attract people across age groups and preferences. Mall was a great place for everyone to gather and interact. This is the right answer. However, we'll discuss all the options. Malls did not bar anybody from entering the space. This was, we mentioned, irrelevant. Malls were a great place to shop for a huge section of middle class. Was this, no, again, irrelevant. See, malls were a hangout place where where families could grow together to each other. Now, this is again irrelevant. We go to the actual line here. Actual line was here in the third paragraph. Malls were a place for shopping and gathering. Remember here, it was home of first jobs, blind dates, places for family photos, and ear piercing, where gods and grandmother could somehow walk together and through the same doors and find something they all liked. It was then in the last line, in the next paragraph, although it does not actually say, but you can get some idea. It says that visual and other memories are associated with the mall. People found open spaces to interact in the malls. Basically, this is the right answer. Malls were a great place for everyone to. Next is, author describes the perfume clouds in the department stores in order to Author describes the perfume clouds in the department stores in order to evoke memories by painting a picture of the mall. Evoke memories by painting a picture. Yeah, so perfume clouds, remember when we had discussed visual memories. Visual and memories and other memories are associated with the mall. So think of your mall or think of the one you went as a kid. Think of the perfume clouds in the department stores, the fountains splashing below the skylights, the cinnamon wafting from the food court as far back as weeks. Uh, Perfume clouds in the department stores in order to evoke memories by painting a picture of mall. Right answer. Okay. Describe the smell and sights of malls. Not males, but malls. Describe all that. So this is again irrelevant. Why will they describe the smells and sights of mall? They want to evoke a imagery. They want to create a visual memory. Evoke a memory by painting a picture of malls. Describe that all brands were available under one roof. This was also irrelevant. These says show that malls smell good because of the various stores and food courts. Now this is again irrelevant. The entire objective was very different from talking about it. Right. So this is about it for the today's class. I'll discuss one RC. Tomorrow we'll talk about two RCs, but today we'll keep it just one RC. Usually we discussed one RC, but from tomorrow onwards probably we'll be discussing two RCs at edge. So I hope this class was helpful. So please come down for 2 p.m. classes. Use a lot of free offerings which we have on the Unacademy app, which are the live special classes, and also the quizzes which we offer. In Unacademy subscription, which is a privileged content, you get live classes, you get to interact with educator, get live polls and leaderboards, you get test series and analysis, live doubt clearing sessions. Get the code Saxena 10, get 10%. Yes, thank you very much. Let's tune in tomorrow 9 a.m. for the VA class, and tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. for probably tomorrow we will be discussing two RCs, and then 2 p.m. and then later earlier in the day 9 p.m. 9 a.m. we will be discussing at least 3 odd one outs actual CAT. So these are all whatever we're discussing, these are all actual CAT questions. So thank you very much, and stay in touch.